Hello, how you guys doing? James here. Hope you're doing well, and I hope everything is going with you wherever you are, what time of day you watch this video, or night or evening. This young lady is going to explain to you about the history of sundown towns and how it's tied to the Helena. But I'm also going to show you some things, what is behind the storm. But it's not just the sundown town, but also what's going on, why else it would shift. And you're going to be surprised. Here's.
It took me about an hour, and I went through all of the counties that have been affected by the hurricane.
Shit, sorry about that.
The list of the current and historical sundown towns in North Carolina. This is the list of the existing and past historically recorded sundown towns in North Carolina. So I went through and looked at what counties some of these towns are in. Some of these listed are counties as a whole. And I can confirm that yes, some of these towns and counties have been hit by the hurricane. Some more damaged than others. For example, Bakersville is at the top of this list of sundown towns in North Carolina. Bakersville is a township in Mitchell County. About 39% of homes and businesses in Mitchell County are without power as of yesterday evening. So there is some truth to it. While looking at this interactive map of sundown towns in the United States and comparing it to the path of Hurricane Helene, you see an interesting pattern. And according to this data posted by the National Weather Service 2 hours ago, you can see where the substantial amount of damage and flooding has occurred. And right down there it shows us on the map where this is, which is the lower part of North Carolina. And now, as most of us know, hurricanes always seem to follow a routine. They form around the coast of Africa and follow the same path as the slave ships. So it's interesting that we know that these hurricanes follow the paths of the slave ships that brought our ancestors to the Americas through ports like North Carolina, and that this also happens to be where majority of the damage from this hurricane is taking place. I would love to know y'all's thoughts, and if anybody has any stories about traveling through North Carolina while black, let me know. Stitch this, duet this, let me know in the comments down below, because I would really like to cross-reference and see if some of these sundown towns existed but were not listed on the map and are in fact being affected by Hurricane Helene. I find all of this very interesting. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So the people are saying that the
There's also something else you need to learn about North Carolina.
People believe that weather was used for Hurricane Helene that somehow coincidentally stalled over the rare lithium-producing towns of western and North Carolina, which is the exact location of the largest lithium deposit we have in the United States. Now, something to keep in mind while moving forward, ever since we left Afghanistan, we have lost the ability to mine lithium there, where most of it used to come from. Now we are stuck having to fill this insane demand we have for this lithium right here in the United States, once again in the largest deposit being right over the towns that just got completely destroyed by this hurricane. Alright, so before I tie this all up with this lithium situation, this video you're looking at right now went super viral over the last few days. We have over 3 million views on this clip here, where we are talking about these weird anomalies that were taking place right before landfall of Hurricane Helene. There's a lot of controversy about what's going on here, but these things pointed directly to where we saw landfall. Not only that, but we saw some weird scalar-looking beams in there, a lot of weird stuff that we were breaking down, and it's causing a lot of talk about this situation, which is the point here. We've already established that weather manipulation exists, but I want you to take a look at this website from 2007, my friends. That's 17 years ago, and it came out from the Telegraph. It says, "Scientists a step closer to steering hurricanes." Now, in this article, they explain how they're using technology in order to control steer these types of storms, including tornadoes. So when you take things like this, and you also add these patents that have been out for decades, you begin to see a picture being painted of what is really going on. Now, this isn't to say that every bit of weather controlled. It means that they have the capability of doing this, and it's right in your... People believe that weather was used for Hurricane Helene that somehow coincidentally stalled over the rare lithium-producing towns of Western and North Carolina, which is the exact location of the largest lithium deposit we have in the United States. Now, something to keep in mind while moving forward, ever since we left Afghanistan, we have lost the ability to mine lithium there, where most of it used to come from. Now we are stuck having to fill this insane demand we have for this lithium right here in the United States. Once again, the largest deposit being right over the towns that just got completely destroyed by this hurricane. Alright, so before I tie this all up with this lithium situation, this video you're looking at right now went super viral over the last few days. We have over 3 million views on this clip here, where we are talking about these weird anomalies that were taking place right before landfall of Hurricane Helene. There's a lot of controversy about what's going on here, but these things pointed directly to where we saw landfall. Not only that, but we saw some weird scalar-looking beams in there, a lot of weird stuff that we were breaking down, and it's causing a lot of talk about this situation, which is the point here. We've already established that weather manipulation exists, but I want you to take a look at this website from 2007, my friends. That's 17 years ago, and it came out from the Telegraph. It says, "Scientists a step closer to steering hurricanes." Now, in this...
Okay. There's a couple other commentators that's gonna make some comments.
So North Carolina, did y'all really think y'all were gonna hang a black man and get away with it? Really? Did you really think, North Carolina, that you were going to hang a black man, say that he committed suicide and get away with that shit? Fuck no. You know, that's why God sent Helene, flooded out all that shit. Yeah, look, man, all these sundown towns, I want God to destroy them. All of them. I want him to drown them people out. I don't care, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck. All sundown towns. Look. I'm asking for it. I'm asking for the destruction of sundown towns. But y'all thought y'all was going to hang people and that it was going to... Nah, not my God. Not my God. Yeah, I want my God to come up in there and destroy all that shit. So North Carolina, did y'all really think y'all were going to hang a...
I'm about to show you something else.
In Asheville, North Carolina, people are reporting non-stop offers to sell their property for cash. At the same time, there's only one way in and one way out, and nobody's allowed to move. On top of that, trucks carrying aid and supplies are getting their tires slashed so they can't even get through. I mean, it's getting real, really fast. But that sounds very familiar. I mean, look at what happened in Maui. Residents there were pressured to sell their land after the fires, and now Asheville is going through the same twisted playbook. Why? Because North Carolina isn't just sitting on regular land. No, it's sitting on gold, the richest supply of lithium in the world for batteries, and the purest quartz for the 530 billion microchip industry. And all of that, it's right under the area being hit. Residents are being asked to sell their properties, aid is being blocked, and the whole situation reeks of something bigger than a natural disaster, just based on the evidence that we've seen. And just like in Maui, people are caught in the middle of a mess that feels far too deliberate. In Asheville, North Carolina, people are reporting nonstop offers to sell their
I'm not a big fan of conspiracy theories. I mean, I am a big fan of them, just listening to them, but passing on that information, I don't want to look stupid. But this one is just way too much. The whole North Carolina, Piedmont, like when you look into it, it makes sense. So a company named Piedmont is trying to get permit to mine, has been trying for like 2 years to get permit to mine lithium. So if you guys don't know, there is lithium in North Carolina. It was found that they have lithium in North Carolina, but where it's located, it would have to disrupt the lives of fuck ton of people to mine it. So they kind of shelved it because, again, how you going to think about it? It's a whole process, relocation of people, whatnot. Anyways, long story short, until you see this article. This article, North Carolina's dormant lithium industry is suddenly hot again. And this article came out like it's very recent. Anyways, global demand for batteries has spiked in recent years, blah, 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 blah. So 2022 analysis by McKinsey could grow 30% from 2022 to 2030. So it's like 400 billion. So yes, North Carolina is sitting on like a $400 billion, lot of lithium. The thing is, where it's located, it's going to be almost impossible to mine it until you realize that the flooding that just happened, that's now being forced, that now is going to force hundreds of thousands of people to find somewhere else to live, happened exactly where the lithium is. So, conspiracy theory, not conspiracy theory, of all the places, like, come on, man. You got a flooding that's happened that's now suddenly is going to be forcing people that live in a certain location to evacuate when there is a company, when those people live on some on a plot that's like $400 billion worth. And, like, come on, man. I don't want to say it, but goddamn, this flooding in North Carolina right now is just way too suspect. But on the bright side for North Carolinians, I don't know if it's a bright side or not, I'm just trying to add a joke. At least now you guys are all African. Now you know what it means to be African. So, welcome to the revolution. I'm not a big fan of conspiracy theory.
See your brand up close, but we also print signs so that people can see your business here.
See, they thought that they could just profit off of slavery and move on with life. I'm going to say that again like Dr. Umar. They thought that they could profit off of slavery and move on with life. See, we still suffering from the things that happened to our ancestors. We have to go on Ancestry.com just to find out who our grandparents are, just to find out who our great-grandparents are, because they were sold on plantations. So you think if we have to suffer, that y'all just going to live a happy life, happy-go-lucky life, with your nice homes, with your... Nah, it don't work like that. How they say the ancestors don't sleep. And when I say North Carolina is a sundown state, I really mean that, bro. And we're going to start off with Ashfield, the history. Samuel Ash was a slave owner. He was a governor also. Ashe County and the cities of Asheville and Asheboro in North Carolina are named in his honor. Ash was a slave owner, and one such person, Amara, was a West African woman kidnapped and brought to America in 1735 aboard a ship called the Darlington. Legendary tennis player Arthur Ashe was a direct descendant of Amar, whatever his name is. A lot of people ain't know that. That Asheville is named after an actual slave owner. And if you really do your research, a lot of the counties, a lot of the roads are named after slave owners, generals, all of that. So that's why I say North Carolina is a slave state. It's okay because most of America is sundown. It's okay. You know slavery had to be bad. I'm going to put this up. They overdue to the black people in Asheville because of everything they've done to our people in Asheville. So you think that the ancestors is going to let y'all slide? No, it don't work like that. It just don't. Even Sheriff Brain in Henderson, North Carolina, what he going through with Javion, he about to go through hell. He don't even know it. He think it's bad right now, but it's going to get really bad. Because imagine being a coward your whole life and not standing up for your people, but you want to satisfy Caucasian people. You want to keep them satisfied. The only way you stay in office and they just, they keep paying you, you got to keep doing what they want you to do. Imagine being a sheriff and you controlled by the KKK, you controlled by Caucasian people. Imagine being a black man. Imagine being a black man, bro, and you have the KKK controlling your life. Bro, I'd rather be dead than to let my life, come on, bro. But it is what it is. But these upcoming months, until they tell the truth what happened to Javion, he's about to go through it. See, they thought that they can just get away with this like every other time, but no, we not letting it slide. What happened to Javion, especially, I ain't gonna say especially being a truck driver, but when I saw that he was a truck driver, bro, that changed everything. I'm never letting this go. And the people, from what I see on the internet, and the people that's going there, or the people that want to go there and crash out, they not letting it go either. But imagine how long this been going on. And imagine how much he know. Imagine being a black man and the KKK controls you. Damn, I couldn't even live for myself. You betrayed your people. Imagine being a black man and you got Caucasian people telling you what to say. You in an interview and it's like you trying to remember what the KKK or the Caucasian people, the rednecks, telling you what to say. Damn, it gotta suck to be a coward, bro. And look, I can talk about hurricanes, man. I'm from Louisiana. I've been through all the hurricanes. Katrina, Gustav, all of them. And when it happened in Katrina, it's crazy how they was calling our people refugees. Went to Houston, Atlanta, refugees, Ohio. But you see this on the news. Oh, it's biblical devastation. They trying to make it seem so soft. Nah, bro. Them ancestors not playing. Because it took a path that, if you look at the path it took, all plantations, all slave owner territory. And look, I'm going to be honest, man, black people, it's going to hurt us by losing everything. But one thing about us is, we don't really cherish things like that. We could be happy with the least. So our people in this storm, I know it hurt them, but the kind of resilience we have, we can bounce back. But when they lose stuff from their history, especially from slavery, pictures, they go crazy. They can't live with themselves. When they lose money, they can't live with themselves. They wanna unalive themselves for real. Even Savannah, Georgia, completely destroyed, changed. So this is what a lot of people don't know about Savannah, Georgia. Enslaved black people built the city. But if you go there now, most of the black people are in poverty. Now you have some successful ones, that's cool. But for the most part, they are in poverty. Now imagine your ancestors, your direct ancestors, building a city and you in poverty. Think about that. It don't make sense. So you think that our ancestors are just gonna let you get away with that? No. So they got hit the hardest also. Savannah remained Georgia's largest city, as it had always been, with the highest concentration of enslaved people, around 35%, with 22,292 residents. Savannah was nearly twice the size of Augusta, the second largest city in the state. And I think Savannah was known for like, Savannah and Augusta, I don't know, I think it was known for cotton or something like that. If I'm wrong, just let me know in the comment section. But I think it was cotton. I'm telling you, bro, our people did so much to be in poverty in Asheville and in Savannah and in Augusta. We did too much. So you really think that that's going to slide? No, you have to pay for it. You have to pay some way, whether it's reparations or whether nature gets reparations. It is what it is. They say roads gone, bridges collapse, no cell phone service, and it looks like something out of an old Western movie. And look, like I said, I'm from Louisiana. We've been dealing with hurricanes our whole life. Even though Katrina was bad, bro, what I'm seeing, I'm like, bro, hold on. This shit don't look like a hurricane. I mean, no pavement, no nothing. It's just dirt. And I'm like, damn, the path it took. See, like I say, hurricanes, when they hit land, they don't tilt to the west. This hurricane tilted to the west. And they didn't expect that. And the path it took, like I said earlier, all slave plantations. And a lot of people think that this is going to be a reach, but if you know, you know.
North Carolina, is it true?
Blessings.
Is it true?
God bless you all.
Yeah. North Carolina, is it true? Is it true that Javion McGee was pulled over on the side in front of a gas station by 3 men? One to be a known KKK member. Is it true that these are the last men who witnessed Javion McGee alive? Is it true that Javion McGee begged these men to allow him to call his mother? Is it true, North Carolina? Is it true?
We're hosting a 100% free self-defense workshop.
Right now, I'm on the gas station. And he kept messing with her, right? He said, please, let me call my mom. He said, please, let me call my mom. He took his phone. And then he took him down the road on the gas station. It was 3 white people, 3 white guys.
North Carolina, is it true? Is it true that Javion McGee was pulled over on the side in front of a gas station by 3 men, and one to be a known KKK member? Is it true that these are the last men who witnessed Javion McGee alive? Is it true that Javion McGee begged these men to allow him to call his mother? Is it true, North Carolina? Is it true?
Three policemen and one KKK member, and they did a traffic stop right now from the gas station.
Your city. We're going to be talking about how.
And they kept messing with her, right? He said, please, let me call my mom. He said, please, let me call my mom. He took his phone, and then he took him down the road from the gas station.
It was 3 white people, 3 white guys, and they did that same home. And I'm thinking they was police officers. They still are, I want to say, and they do a lot of corrupt stuff. They always in something. They've been getting away with a lot of stuff. And they don't.
The Most High Yah, God as the world calls him. So we see what is happening and all of the aftermath of what is happening with these storms that were kicked up by the power and authority of the Most High Yah. Now, most news and information you are hearing about this, some specifically that were sent to me, they are wanting those of us who see this to weep and moan with the people. Well, we are going to get into the Most High's hand in all of this. What I do know for sure is that most people, excuse me y'all for clearing my throat, can't be helped right now. I wish I could, you know. But most people, they don't even draw a connection with judgment and the Most High when these kinds of things happen. So before I get started, I'm going to ask you all to go ahead and share this broadcast, because I'm going to be diving into this judgment that is upon Edom. Edom is relentless in their dealings with the children of the Most High Yah, and therefore the Most High is going to be relentless in his dealings with them. It was already prophesied, so shall it be. There is no turning back the hand of Yah as it relates to the judgment that will come upon these people. Again, there is no
Shalom, TikTok.
remorse
How the hell
for
are
the
you?
things.
You know, I was just sitting here talking.
No remorse for the things that they have done. I see you, Brother Yashin. I'm going to hold my comment, though, you know what I mean? But I see you. And get this, a lot of people will not understand any particular perspective or stance that we have on things. I saw something else that was very, very tripped out. I don't even know if I'm going to share it with you all, but there was a particular judgment that I saw that came straight out of the Bible. Oh my goodness, it was so very specific. Oh my goodness. But most of us, even most of us, y'all, can't even handle what the Most High is doing and will continue to do. Most of us can't even handle it. We still have this softness in our hearts towards those who can't stand us. We still have that softness, and we still find a way. Find a way to cry and pray and moan and groan. Listen, y'all. We're going to be talking about what Yah has done to these sundown towns. He has literally drowned them. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? My eyes and my ears are always open for what the Most High is doing in the land. However He does it. However He does it, my eyes and ears are always open. And I'm telling you, if you look close enough, the hands of the Most High are in everything. I'm going to tell y'all how deep this thing gets. Every pain and ache we feel, He's in that too. Sometimes He's chastising us, or judging in some cases. Sometimes He's putting us through the fire, right? But see, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about Edom right now. I just wanted to put that out there so that you all can understand that the Most High can be seen in everything if you really open up your eyes and pay attention. He can be seen in everything. And so what you have is a group of people who continue to terrorize, and I'm censoring myself, family, the Most High's people. As a matter of fact, Michelle Gresham said something about Javion McGee. Now, I understand, beloved, that you say they better repent and beg for forgiveness. They can't find it in their hearts. I believe that there's a certain point that Edom can get to that they cannot find repentance in their hearts. So those who did whatever they did to Javion McGee, they finished. It's a wrap for them. I don't care what church they go and plop down on their knees. I don't care how many prayers they send up or their families send up. It's a wrap for them because they are an unrepentant group of people.
When a doctor looks at a patient, what do they see? She can breathe in her own.
Father, Dad, because He adopted me. I'm a Gentile from, Esau, and He adopted me, and so I just call Him Dad, and me and him was sitting here talking, and, I know that the dark-skinned Hebrews are the true Jews, the true Israelites, the true chosen ones. I know that the dark-skinned people are the chosen ones. And I sitting there talking to Dad, and I said, well, you say that they're going to come and worship their feet and know that you love them. And I sitting there thinking, he said, I did spare you from that. And I'm like, well, what do you mean you spared me from that? He said, if you'd have been a lawless Christian, he said, that would have been you too. Those that say they're Jews and are not are from the synagogue of Satan. So all you Christians that think you're the chosen ones or think that those white folk over there in that V-shaped country over in the Middle East, see, the V is the mark of the beast. So all the ones over there that think they're the chosen one, well, my dad, Yahuwah, the dark-skinned Creator, that is the one that's going to make the Christians come and worship the true dark-skinned, indigenous, black men and women's feet. So he told me, he said, I spared you from that because you acknowledged it and respected then I'm not going to make you do it. So for following his laws and obeying him, I love my dark-skinned brothers and sisters, man. These are some of the most wonderful people on the planet. You know, there's probably truthfully more of them than they are of us when it gets right. Look what's been done to them. You know, while I'm thinking about it, I want to apologize for my ancestors, what they did to you guys, the horrific things that were done to you, man. I've done some deep studies, and I mean, this couldn't be any worse. It couldn't be any worse. You know what, you know, the babies, you know, alligator bait, all those things. I mean, I want to apologize for my ancestors, you know, and just horrific things. I want to publicly apologize for what my ancestors did to Yahuwah's chosen people. But anyway, I wanted to get on it and let y'all know that, and you know, what I was saying is I love my dark-skinned brothers and sisters, but I sure didn't want to every time I see you get down and kiss your dusty shoes. So I am glad that Yahuwah spared me from that, but man, I so much look forward to eating dinners with you guys, and man, I make probably the best salsa in the world. So I look forward to making that salsa for my dark-skinned Hebrew brothers and sisters, and soon we will be on Yahuwah's mountain all together. So in protection is shalom, because we chose to obey the Creator. Everything is upside down and backwards. The world always thought the white man was the chosen ones, when really it was the dark-skinned man. And the dark-skinned Messiah, not the long-haired, feminine-looking JC that we see up on the pagan Constantine cross. So we're finding out everything is upside down and backwards. Your words are backwards. Hebrew goes from left to right, right to left, however it is on this camera, it's backwards, but it's opposite from each other. English is opposite and backwards from Hebrew. So they even have you guys speaking backwards with spells and curses. You're completely upside down. I promise you, the more study you do, the more you're going to realize that you're in an upside down world. Good is bad, bad is good. The God that you thought was good is really the bad one. Jesus is Baal, Jezebel. Study about the Jezebel spirit, and then you'll see the spirit in your Christian churches. That's why you have everything that's going on in the Christian church. It's all about the God of money and masons and magic and mystery and master slave owners. You ever thought it suspicious that the word slave, if you take the L out, it's save. Save a slave. See, you guys, I started to make a video the other day, yesterday, 9/11. I was thinking, man, all the army, the military, the police force, that they've all died and been injured and wounded to keep us in slavery. It wasn't for freedom. No, sir. No, sir. The military and police protect the elite, not the citizens. We could police ourselves and do a whole lot better job than they do for us, I promise you. The money distribution would be a lot different. But anyway, I just wanted to send you guys that message, and again, I apologize to my dark-skinned Hebrews and brothers for what my horrific ancestors did to them. You know, I choose you guys over them. To make no mistake about it, when the time comes, I'm going with you guys, if you guys will let me. But anyway, I'm going to have to ride in on the backs of one of you guys, so if you would be willing to take me in, I'd sure appreciate. Put your name in the comments, and I'd like to know who you are. Shalom. Shalom, TikTok. How the hell?
Jackson, Mississippi. Well, it looks like some racist secessionists are ready to start a whole new, bold new city. A new city was sold right here in Jackson, Mississippi. They're going to call it the Republic of New Jackson. And with the Republic of New Jackson, it's only for African Americans now, Afro-descendant people. You're going to get $100,000 in your reparations checking account. You're not going to pay rent. You're not going to pay for electricity. You're not going to pay for water. Everything's going to be free. Nobody's going to kill each other anymore. It's going to be the bold, new utopia of Jackson, Mississippi. Now, I was told that being an insurrectionist, a secessionist, was racist. Isn't that what the whole Civil War was taught about? The South wanted to secede from America. And that's what they want to do in Jackson. They want to secede from America and from the state of Mississippi. You can go to their website, check it out yourself, jacksongov.us.
Salute everyone, I'm Ramsey Yunus, Human Rights Policy Officer Ramsey Yunus. As you can see, white people in Mississippi are extremely upset. They've been hitting our website by the tens of thousands, posting on social media, making streams, writing blogs, because black people in Mississippi are asserting our right of self-determination. The right of self-determination means that the people have the right to stand up and say, look, we want to govern ourselves. In 1992, the United States government ratified what's called the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. The number one thing that it says is all peoples have a right of self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. Meaning that black people, we have a right to stand up and say, look, our political status is independent. We don't want to be part of this federal, state government, local government anymore. We want to, matter of fact, take our local government over and run it independently. We have a right to do that. That's called the right of self-determination. And white folks are upset that we are exercising that right. We're not exercising that right to rise up and be on the offensive or go to war with them. We're just standing up for our own benefit, to protect ourselves from the racism that has harmed us continuously since slavery and even after emancipation. Let me read something that the U.S. House of Representatives, the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, they had a hearing on self-determination in 2016. Let me read you a few words from the chairman of that hearing, Dana Tyrone Rohrabacher, out of California, Congressman out of California. These are his words in this hearing. He said, that is why we have to control, but I would say that if we permit people into our country and permit them here legally, they have rights just like we do. That is why we have to control our borders. And if the majority of people in San Diego end up being people who would prefer that they live in Mexico, I'm sorry. They have a right to vote on it. And it's adios, San Diego. That's how simple it is. That's how simple it is to assert the right of self-determination. Wherever black people live, we're talking about Jackson, Mississippi, we can hold our own vote asking the people if we want to be independent
and govern ourselves, free from federal control, free from state legislators' control. And if we say yes, it's adios to the racist federal government. It's adios to the racist state government. It's as simple as that. Will we make that choice, Jackson? It's up to us. Free the land.
My principal aim in my leadership, one that I personally subscribe to in my life, is one centered around self-determination. Centered around self-determination. Centered around self-determination. Jackson is going to be a city which protects human rights.
And so we've made the decision that we're going to be the most radical city on the planet. We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Jackson, Mississippi, well, it looks like some racist.
The question is, have America changed? So when other people decide to change, why is it that some people have to get upset when they are 90% of the population in different parts of Mississippi, North Carolina, here in Ohio, and other places? Why is it that, and I'm gonna probably make a short video, that when other groups of people want to have their own, encouraging their own people how to do business, commerce, and things like that, why is it that they're trying to oppress people? I was looking how, when you had the business magazines, and black people, particularly had Ebony magazine, Jet magazine, and they had a business magazine called Black Enterprise. They're no longer there. And you know what? They got one magazine called Diversity, and everybody's included. You have the LGBTQ, the Asian, and Hispanic, and then you have some black people. Then you have some other people. And there always been people that have an LGBTQ magazine for themselves. There's always been Hispanics and Asians and different people that have it. So why was this so obsessed to put everything as one when clearly people feel comfortable by culture, by language, by custom in their own setting? And they try to put people that most don't choose, some out of a certain percentage of people choose to be together. This incident in North Carolina, it's tragedy, because there's black people, a few black people that down there that lost some things to majority town, but they were saying it's in the mountain towns. I made another video on that that's continually talk about this topic, but when you look at the reason why they talk about this past is because there's never been retribution and reparation for what they've done to the people. This is the reason why black people bring this up. And I know this video is gonna probably offend some people. I might even lose some subscribers, but I don't care, because the truth has to get out. The truth has to get out. That this is what's going on, and it's spiritually. And in the end, why can't anybody be like that one guy with the cowboy hat? Why can't they repent? Why can't they just be sincerely say, I'm sorry? But there's some people that won't, because it's like what the woman from Redirect said. It's almost like there's some people sorry they won't. They can't adjust their reality to apologize for what they've done, and then they agree with some people that done what they done. If you have a lot of people that would apologize like that man did, and it was justice, and there are segment of white people that do feel like this, small segment, and they get ridiculed because they want to do the right thing. And they get outcasted for wanting to do the right thing. But when I mention this, that racism is so embedded in the society, that and it opened up their eyes, because like even the people that live among them have this in hatred, disdain, jealousy, envy that is carried on for centuries after centuries. So you have to mimic and mock and torment people, antagonize people to make them feel inadequate. This is the reason. This is the reason why this video should be made. But you see, if America would do the right thing, black people should just do right by us. And stop saying that let the past be the past, when clearly other people, there was the indigenous people, which is the Native Americans. There have been Japanese people that have been put in turnip camps. There have been other people that have got retribution. But you need to get the retribution to the people that was in the South off the slave ships. And you need to repent. And people think that this is going to divide. No, this would be aware. But since they're going to cover up and try to wash it away in history, that our children won't be able to see it. And this is what they try to do. Why should I feel it wasn't my fault? You don't understand. There's a reparation, and every society would have understood for societies before, all over the history of the world, if they would have done wrong and make things right, there can be a healing in the land, and there can be a mutual understanding. But when you go and spread chaos and havoc in the earth and ignore it, and then still something from history of this young man who lost his life and tried to claim that he committed suicide, and there's young men and young black women it's being done in the 21st century, in 2024, not in 1974, 84, 64, 20, or 1904. It's now. It's happening now as we speak. And it's really insensitive. And it's like, it's a darn shame that it's like black people to get some white people to understand. Now you understand our pain. Do you understand the pain? It's like, it's like until it has to take something devastating like a hurricane. Because nobody don't wish nobody harm. But there's some people among that have to see other people that look like them lose their life. And just like how you feel, that's how we've seen this in centuries of hearing these centuries on how black people feel. Then they kind of mock it, and then you have young people that mock it. You have young white kids that mock it, young people that mock it in the suburbs, the rural area. Yeah, here's some cotton. Oh, here's a lynching. Not knowing the whole story behind it. And they make cruel jokes all across this country. But it has to take something like this and watch people that look like them and to lose everything and look like them, crying in tears and everything, and see that this is when we tell you we understand this type of suffering. We're still traumatized from generation after generation because of this, and they brush it up under the rug. Be quiet, don't talk about this. This is the past. But we're seeing the past still, and you don't understand. The past is still playing in the present. There is a spirit that's in the land that's still activating from the past, that's in the present. The spirit is hatred, envious, murder, and jealousy. Still roaming the land. So, it is what it is. But until you do right by our people, this is North Carolina, places like this is going to come. apologize like that guy, but the government need to do something more to make it right. What you did to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Homestead, Florida, and many other places in black towns across this area. If you don't, you'll never have peace. This is the truth. You're starting, and when they tell you who is Edom, according to what they believe is the white people, you're going to lose property. You already lost property, and you look at parts of like Paradise, California, now North Carolina, Florida, because in them states there were sundown towns that were driven out, and the people didn't do right. They didn't want to give reparations and do right. So guess what? You experiencing something that come back from the past. Now the weather, now the people, this is not done by man. Not a race of people doing this. Now it's the elements have come against you. But you were so focused on skin, because you thought it was, and they still think like that in America. It's not the skin you got to worry about. It's the elements you got to worry about. It's what you trying to do right. And if he would do just like that man, that cowboy hat, maybe it could be spared. But many people that look like him won't do it. They might think that he's nuts. That's the truth. But anyway, yeah. So as I say, I'm gonna put up the next video. Repent, make right. You don't repent, it will get worse. It's already under judgment because of a lot of other things. This is just part of added one of the judgment that America is going through right now, and everybody's suffering. Even people that look like myself, you just don't see it. But you gonna feel it. It's gonna hit to you. It's gonna hit to your reality sooner or later. You can't just ignore this, America. Repent, do the right thing, and stop fighting against the people that were the descendants, the ones that built the White House and made the cotton fields. If you don't, it will continue. Take care, everybody. See you on the next video.